You know, war really humbles you. It really gives you perspective on what's most important in life. You know, after war and after seeing the things I've seen and going through the things I go through, you realize there's just so much in life you don't understand. There's so many things you don't have control over. And that there's nothing you can take for granted. Not a single day, not a single minute, not one relationship. The last time I thought about, you know, the events that took place during both of my tours, shoot, probably just 2 days ago. You know, it happens in those moments where it's quiet. You know, your mind's not busy thinking about anything else, and so, you know, it happens. You can't get those memories out of you. You know, they're burned in there, and so those are things I have to live with. You know, I probably aged 15 years, you know, in my 3 years fighting a war for this country. Operation Matador was an operation that the battalion I belonged to was involved in. And the mission was to really go north of the Euphrates River and sweep an area from east to west. I got orders that I was to return back to our main battalion base and await further instructions. As we left, all of a sudden we just heard a huge explosion. And all this dirt, dust, everything, the smoke is all around one of our tanks. One of the guys pops a hatch and jumps out and basically has one leg that's pulverized. We had 2 more gentlemen that were in there that hadn't gotten out yet, both wounded. We get them out, get them on the bird, get them out of there, and basically get the rest of my guys, and we leave, and we had to leave that tank there, obviously, because it couldn't move. We got back south, did our debrief, found out how all our boys were, and then immediately got the call that we had to go back north, then we had to get the tank out of there. You know, you never want to have to use the same route twice, but I kept getting sent back and forth, and I had to. And unfortunately, you know, they were there waiting for us. You know, you're driving middle of the night on a very dark village, and everything's quiet. Then all of a sudden,
oh! RPGs! RPGs! We gotta get moving. We got RPGs out here.
All you see is, it wasn't one RPG. I mean, you're just talking about tens of RPGs coming down at you at a downward angle from the buildings that were off to our west. There's smoke. It's very difficult. The tanks are firing at the buildings these guys are shooting at us in. And that makes just smoke everywhere. Blacked out, dark, all that smoke. That's when they release suicide vehicles.
Whenever they started firing, you know, I was firing at them, and had a little 13-year-old kid run a Toyota pickup truck into the side of our Humvee.
Tell me that wasn't one of our vehicles.
Are you serious?
Once I heard the first explosion, I fully expected to see 5 dead Marines in that vehicle.
Right here.
I remember feeling the truck hit the side of our truck and looking down and seeing that little kid looking up at me. And next thing, boom, and I'm picking myself up off the top of the Humvee.
We're still firing with the tanks. We're calling in some air support now so I can get my wounded out of there. And, you know, Gas has got a piece of shrapnel sticking right out of his head.
I took a piece of shrapnel through the Kevlar into the forehead. I got burnt real bad.
Gas is in the medevac vehicle trying to get him to the evac berth. That vehicle gets hit with an IED, gets hit with multiple RPGs, blows a track, and now can no longer move. So now I got to call another vehicle over to pick those guys up, take them to medevac berths.
Running to the next vehicle, I got shot in the arm. Yeah.
It was a really tough night.
People need to understand that U.S. Marines are not going to back down from a fight. Brian and his Marines, not only did they not back down, as soon as they were in a fight, they stayed there and they were fighting it out, and they were there to win. And that's exactly what happened.
People always want to ask me about it, and they want me to talk about it and beat my chest like I was Superman out there. Like I saved the day, and that's why I got a medal on my chest. And you know, it's interesting because I don't hang any of those medals in my house. I don't even know where they are. I lose sleep at night every day of my life thinking about those men who were wounded that time. If I'd have gone right instead of going left, if I'd have gone this direction, if I'd have come at this time, if I'd have used this air support, what could I have done? Because ultimately it's my responsibility. It was my decisions that put those men in the places where they got hurt.
The way it plays over in my head is, you know, what if we would have made that turn and then that little kid would have hit Ebanks' truck, or y'all's truck. Yeah, think about that.
You know, to be able to see him functioning and in a marriage and raising a child and doing those things helps. It really does help. But at the same time, you know, he's not able to do what he loves in life. He's still held back by his disability because of what took place that night. I can't go back that night and change anything. If I could, I would.
I don't blame you at all, dude. At all.
I appreciate that, man.
I have no regret whatsoever. What is it? It happens. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit more than that to take me out.
Yeah.